For decades, there's been this one book that's been flipping everything we thought we knew about money, work, and wealth completely on its head. And it all kicks off with one simple but really powerful question.
I mean, seriously, what if that age-old advice, go to school, get a good job, save your money, what if that was actually a trap? That's the huge idea at the center of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You see, Kiyosaki grew up with two very influential father figures in his life, and each one gave him completely opposite advice about how money works. And, well, their own financial lives couldn't have been more different.
Okay, so get this paradox. On one side, you've got his poor dad, that was his actual father, a brilliant man, had a PhD, a high-paying government job, yet he struggled with money his entire life. Then on the other side, you have his rich dad, his best friend's father. This guy was an 8th grade dropout who went on to become a self-made millionaire. So how is that even possible, right?
Well, it really just boiled down to two totally different ways of thinking. His poor dad believed in working for a paycheck, but his rich dad, he believed in making money work for him.
This gets right to the heart of the entire book. See, it's not about how much you earn, it's about how your money is earned. And that advice from Poor Dad, the one that millions and millions of people follow, leads directly into what Rich Dad called a financial trap.
He called it the rat race. And it's this vicious cycle that's powered by two of our strongest emotions, fear and desire. The fear of not having enough money keeps you showing up to work. And the desire for all the nice things in life, that keeps you spending every penny you earn.
And this is exactly what it looks like. You work to earn a paycheck. That money immediately flies out the door to taxes and bills. Then you want more stuff, so you work harder, you get a raise. But the second you get it, your expenses just magically rise to meet your new income. It's like a hamster wheel. You can run faster and faster, but you're not actually going anywhere.
So how in the world do you get off this wheel?
Well, Rich Dad taught that it all begins with your financial education, specifically understanding one simple but profound difference that they definitely do not teach you in school.
So what is the number one reason that most people are stuck spinning their wheels in the rat race?
It all comes down to a fundamental misunderstanding of just two words. And Rich Dad's definitions? They cut through all the confusing financial jargon and make it incredibly simple.
Okay, first up, an asset. Forget the complex definitions for a second. An asset is simply anything that puts money into your pocket, whether you're actively working or not. Think of it like a little money machine, a business you own, stocks that pay you dividends, or rental properties that generate cash flow.
In a liability? Well, it does the exact opposite. It takes money out of your pocket, month after month. This includes stuff like car payments, credit card debt, and here's the controversial one, the mortgage on the house you actually live in.
And this chart just lays it all out side by side. The middle class earns a salary, and that money flows right back out to expenses and liabilities. The rich, however, they focus on acquiring assets first. Those assets then generate new income, which they use to buy, you guessed it, more assets. It becomes this self-perpetuating cycle of wealth.
And this is the question that stops everyone in their tracks. According to this super simple definition, is your house an asset or a liability? Rich Dad argued that your primary residence is a liability because every single month, money flows out of your pocket for the mortgage, the taxes, and the maintenance. It doesn't put money in your pocket.
Which brings us to the core action step here. Rich Dad's advice wasn't to quit your job. No, it was to mind your own business. And this is such a critical distinction. Your profession is what you do for a living. It's your job. It's how you pay the bills. But your business, that's your asset column. That's what actually makes you rich. And the mistake most people make is they spend their whole lives minding someone else's business, their employers, instead of building their own.
So what does this business actually look like? It's your collection of real assets, just like the ones you see here. These are the kinds of things that work for you 24/7, creating passive income streams so that you're no longer just trading your time for money.
When you really boil it all down, the entire philosophy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad comes down to a choice that you have to make every single day with your time and with your money.
Because maybe the most important lesson from Rich Dad was this: your greatest asset isn't a stock or a piece of real estate, it's your mind. Investing in your own financial education is what allows you to see the opportunities that other people just miss. It's what allows you to build that asset column and ultimately achieve financial freedom.
So you see the two paths. There's the path of Poor Dad, which is well-traveled. Work hard, pay your bills, and just hope for the best. And then there's the path of Rich Dad, which is all about financial literacy, building assets, and making money work for you. The only question left is, which path will you choose?